Hello viewers, Tim Poole here from Gambling Insider. I'm with Ivan Jovevski, Senior Sales Manager at DATA.BET. Ivan, thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Tim. Thanks for having me.
Not a problem. Always fun to talk about esports betting. To start off with, a nice and easy one. A few product releases from you guys recently. Tell us all about those.
Well, we just released our bet builder, and we just released our widgets that are specifically built for esports. But these are not the only things that differentiate us as a company and that differentiate our product. Like, we are the only one company that has specific data models built for each separate discipline that we have to offer. And on top of that, we also built our widgets. So what we expect to have from the widgets and from the bet builder as well is more coverage, more engagement for our sports bettors. The widgets are important because they actually contain all the data, all the information that is available within the live stream that enables our sports bettors to make a decision about when and how to place their bet. Especially this is important because there are also customers that have low internet bandwidth. So widgets work well even in regions or situations where the users have lower internet, so they can also place bets. Whereas for the widgets, for the bet builder, it enables bettors to place bets, multiple bets within a single event. Mm-hmm. This also increases coverage. It's built specifically for esports. So we are expecting both these features to increase the revenue for the operators that we cooperate with.
Following directly on from that, and maybe a tougher question, if you were to rate on a scale of 1 to 10, how important is it for a sportsbook to also offer esports? And same question, but for casino operators.
Well, on a scale from 1 to 10, I would say 11, okay, because esports is emerging. It also depends on the region very much. I mean, there are regions or markets where esports is pretty big at the moment, and there are also markets where it's just picking up, and there are also regions that we should still wait for them to get there before we start offering them. So I wouldn't connect it necessarily to casinos and to sports books, but I would rather connect the esports with the regions that follow the scene, because as long as there is audience that follow the discipline and there is audience that play the games, there will be market for esports betting. And usually what we do is, when we talk about casino specifically, we have our iframe solution that can be very complementary to the casino games. So it's important, and it's picking up.
Okay, interesting separation of the two as well. Here in Lisbon, you guys held a Counter-Strike 2 tournament. Tell us all about that. What was the kind of idea behind that, and did you achieve what you were hoping to?
Well, yes. Personally, my achievement was to meet Get Right personally, because I used to play Counter-Strike a lot. But we wanted also to to show the audience here and the visitors that they can play this sport in real time against a real esports athlete, and it turned out very well. I mean, Get Right was very laid back, awesome dude. I mean, he talked to everyone, took pictures. He also played against a lot of the visitors here at our stand, and we were pretty much surprised that a lot of the guys who played against him are pretty good in Counter-Strike. Yeah, so it was a bullseye for us. We had great time, and I'm sure that the other persons who were present here also had great time as well.
Oh, fantastic. You mentioned regions earlier on, obviously Latin America, a big region for betting and sports betting. In terms of esports betting, what are your kind of thoughts and aims with DATA.BET in LATAM? And also looking at, I think, Brazil, well talked about in sports betting, but a little slow in regulation.
Well, slow in regulation, but the regulation is getting there, specifically for Brazil. At the moment, we are obtaining a GLI certificate for Brazil. We are in the process of doing it because a lot of clients that we talk to, and some of the clients that are already live with our product in Brazil, are requiring it. So we are legally ready to be present in Brazil and to operate there. Counter-Strike is pretty big in Brazil. It's the main esports betting vertical, and Counter-Strike is like a religion for Brazil. We are now even thinking about introducing virtual Counter-Strike, which in Brazil should be pretty big also. So when it comes to LATAM, it's a very significant market, not only for us, but for all the sports betting companies. So we are ready and growing within this region, and we hope to grow even more in the near future.
Sure, fantastic. From LATAM to the final question, around the world, looking at the Esports World Cup and in Saudi Arabia, tell us about the success of that tournament, expectations maybe for future tournaments, and also, you know, a lot of kind of Saudi Arabia investment into esports at the moment as well, a bit like we've seen in football and that kind of thing.
Well, Saudi Arabia did it at the moment. They successfully organized a major tournament, which in terms of revenue actually was at the very same level like with the other. I'm talking about sports betting. In terms of revenue, it was pretty much the same like the other major tournaments. So of course we noticed a significant growth during the tournament. When it comes to the development of the esports scene itself, at the moment it's driven by the financial power that the Saudi Arabia region has. The prize pools are huge, but it does not necessarily means that on the long run it's going to create a stable esports scene. At the moment they're pretty strong, but with some niche esports like PUBG Mobile or like with PUBG Mobile. But again, the rosters are financially driven. But it's very well that there is another big player now for esports, and we are very eager to see how things are going to develop there in the near future.
Well, Ivan, really interesting, and thanks very much for your time.
Likewise.
Yeah, best of luck with everything.
Thank you, Tim, and hope to see you again.